Okay, one thing I'm gonna tell you to check on your car is if your heat doesn't work. All right, you're gonna get a bottle of antifreeze. This is probably 15 to under 20 bucks. All his own Pep Boys. All right, this is a Honda Civic. If you have a Honda Civic, all right, if your heat does not work, what you need to do is let the car cool off, because you cannot open this radiator cap. Right, this is a radiator cap I'm tapping right here. All the cars do have a radiator cap. Some has an expansion tank, which is a reserve. Alright, this one has a separate reserve over here. Alright, and some like BMWs and Mercedes, they use expansion tank. Chryslers, because it's part of the reservoir bottle itself. But check your antifreeze. Alright, number one thing your mechanic is gonna do is check your antifreeze. That's the first thing I do whenever a car comes to me. I let the car cool off and I check the antifreeze. Alright, if the antifreeze is low, your heat is not gonna work, because the only thing that gives you heat inside the dash is the antifreeze heats up from the engine, and then it goes inside the heater core, and then it gives you the heat. Alright, so there are other components like heater core. Some Hondas have a check valve, so the valve opens and lets the hot antifreeze go inside. Alright, but open this cap, make sure your car is nice and cold. Alright, let it sit for a few hours. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this cap off, and this Honda takes blue or green. Somebody flushed the antifreeze on this. So all I'm gonna do is top this off. It's probably not gonna take much. This is just a little video, it's for demonstration. So top off your antifreeze, alright? So Hondas, they do take blue antifreeze, but this car, they changed it, they flushed it, and they put green antifreeze, alright? So the antifreeze is going down, alright? You can play around with the pipe a little bit, just squeeze the pipe. And after that, it's very important to have a good cap, alright? These caps are pressurized, alright? They work with pressure. If your cap is bad, it's not gonna build pressure and it's not gonna give you the heat, alright? Make sure you close off the cap, alright? Check your reservoir here also, but I'm gonna go inside. There's a flap in all the cars. It's like a blend door motor. That motor opens the door. And so summertime, you will change the heat. Wintertime, you will put a, I'm sorry, that would be crazy to do. Summertime, you would change your temperature to cold, so the door would open on the AC side, so it will let cold air go in. And in summertime, you want to put it on cold. I'm going banana there. So in summertime, you're gonna put it into AC mode. In winter, you're gonna put it to heat. So the heat side is gonna open up, the AC side is gonna close. Usually, the motor will go bad, and it will be stuck on AC side, and in winter you will not have no cold air. So I'm going to tell you how to check that. Very simple. You don't need to remove any components. Simple little process, alright? What you to check is if you go inside the car, and let me get the key. Got the key sitting over here. Alright, so if you go inside the car, you need to check that blender motor if it's working. All right, if it's stuck from summer to the AC side, you're not gonna have any heat, all right, because it's gonna open the door for the AC, and your hot air is not gonna come in. Don't assume your heater core is bad. Before you assume that, do a couple of tests. All right, one thing I would tell you to do is let the car heat up. You see the temperature is cold over there. I'm gonna let this car heat up. All right, once it heats up, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your foot on the gas pedal, give it 1500 to 2000 RPMs. All right, once the car is nice and hot. All right, so I'm gonna let it heat up, but we'll talk about the heat here, about the blender motor. Right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this temperature on hot. All right, and we have the AC off. So to check if your blender is working or not, all right, if we take this knob, put it on heat, which is right here, and then we turn it to AC, you should put the AC on. You should get ice cold air, right? Meaning your AC is working, all right? While the AC, everything is running, put it on heat. Your temperature should change, all right? Meaning it might not get really cold hot, but it should change. It should make some kind of difference. You should not get that cold air no more, right? And you could test it the other way around. Let's say in the winter everything's working, you have heat, but summertime you have no AC and you want to check your blender motor, just turn the temperature to cold and the temperature should turn, it should equally turn, all right? From AC it should go to heat, all right? The motors are down below, all right? But also give it some RPM, all right? The RPM is gonna determine, let's say you put it on full blast and the heat is on full blast, you get a little bit of heat, all right? If you rev it and you get hot air, that could be two reasons. Either your antifreeze is low or your heater core is blocked up, all right? Or it could be your thermostat stuck open. It could be a lot of reasons, but these are the only couple of reasons that you can check before you head to a mechanic. Just confirm it. Make sure your heater core, make sure your antifreeze is full, topped off. 2, make sure your blender motor work, all right? So those two things are eliminated. Most likely your heat should work, all right? If your heater core is blocked up, you could do all this stuff and it's not gonna work, all right? To check the heater core, you could touch the 2 pipes under the hood behind by the firewall. All right, let me see if I can see those 2 pipes. All right, so if you go out of the car, on this car, it's gonna be hard for you to see, but it's located all the way down there, all right? The pipes are all the way in there. All right, pretty much 2 pipes. You would touch one, it would be hot. The other one should be hot as equal, all right? But if one is really hot, the other one is really cold, pretty much your circulation in the heater core is not going through, all right? So that's it. Thank you for watching. If you have heat problems, send me a message. I'll get back to you. Thank you and bye-bye.